Hello everybody and welcome to another beautiful Saturday afternoon coming live from Rythmia Life Advancement Center in Guanacaste, Costa Rica, and it is a super hot day and it's just the week has been incredible. We've had Taita Juanito in the place with all of his incredible crew, and all I can say is wow. It just blows me away at the depth of healing that occurs for everybody. Even though us as staff, we're drinking every week, 2-3 times sometimes 4 for some people. The healing that comes, even though we're constantly drinking with Taita, it is profound. I have had the most deep healing experience of my life, and I totally see why Taita has so many followers and people that just adore him and the medicine. So if you haven't heard of Taita Juanito, he has a documentary coming out called The Medicine, which is going to be on Gaia and Netflix, so stay tuned for that. If you haven't heard about Rythmia and this incredible place that I'm so blessed to call my home, then check out Mrs. Moon's Medicine on YouTube. And also there's Jerry's book, Shit the Moon Said, which is an incredible book and all about Jerry's journeys to the moon and how this place come into fruition. There's just lots of information out there, and the reality of truth on YouTube as well is incredible. And we offer lots of different healing modalities here, from plant medicine, ayahuasca. We have breath work, which is profound. You can get the most beautiful visions just from connecting to your breath. So it's super, super powerful. We have The Answer Is You by Michael Beckwith, which is taught by Paula, who's incredible. She's such a beautiful speaker. We have lots of different courses, yoga, meditation, just the whole combined program is super structured in a way that just gets you to the healing point and then also allows you to integrate everything that you've learned here into the outside world. And I give a talk on Thursday which gives so many beautiful next steps of how to make all of this energy that you've learned and these new tools that you've learned here make sense in the outside world. So yeah, just super, super excited. Had a beautiful week, and I have this incredible couple here to interview. When I heard their story, I had to get them on because I was blown away by the medicine and the power and bringing these two together who are on the brink of separation and now just know that that's just not an option, because the medicine has cleared all the clutter away and got back to the true essence of who they are and just got back to unconditional love. And so I'd like you to all meet the beautiful Donna and Ronnie from Alaska. Thank you so much. I love you both so much. I'm so excited to interview you both because your story really resonates with like my parents' story and how like the medicine I know could change people's perceptions. And so with my own journey through like seeing my parents divorce and everything, it makes me wish that so many more people would come and do exactly what you've done. So I just honor you for taking the step to do this and to share this with the world, because I know there's so many people out there in this kind of Tinder shopping for dates kind of world that are just ready to just throw the towel in. But you guys have been married for 15 years and it's just not an option, you know, when you know that there's something there, and now the medicine has shown you that. So I want to get into, firstly, you've been here before.
Yes.
And this was your first time. I love how this all worked out. So let's talk about you first. Where were you in a place in your life when you thought, okay, I need something else? Because it was 2018, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
So
it was July of 2018. And I've been going through the death of both of my parents. My father had died in June of 2017. My husband was traveling in and out of the country, 6 weeks on and 6 weeks off. My mom was in the process of dying. She was always going into going into panic mode, into near-death experiences. I'd have to fly from Fairbanks to Naples. So I was traveling all the time. I run my studio. I was trying to go to jobs. I was starting to crash, and I'd learned a lot about my folks. Both of them were addicts. Both of them were, one was an opioid addict, and my father was an alcoholic. And I'd done some work with regard to that 30 years ago, but it started to catch up with me again. And it started to, that whole aspect of behavior and the dysfunction of it started to really resonate and start to trigger me again. in that I started to witness things about my marriage. I started to be triggered about things with my husband's behavior and things that I wasn't really comfortable with in my own life, certainly with things that I wasn't comfortable with myself and how I was setting in my own life. And I was going to counseling to do brain spotting therapy to bring out some of these things. I was also hauling poor Ron to couples counseling every week. And I was also doing my own type of counseling with a wonderful lady in Fairbanks too, as well, to help integrate some of those things. I was going to counseling 3 times a week.
Wow.
Trying to get myself together. I came almost to a brink of a suicidal situation in September of 2017. And realized that I was living in Alaska, which is dark, and it was getting to a point where I was feeling less and less okay with myself, and the struggle was real. And I figured I needed a quantum leap. I needed a quantum leap now. And then we got to the point where we weren't talking anymore, hardly talking. Yeah, I wasn't ready to like give in the towel. And yet I wasn't really ready to live my life in misery anymore. I felt miserable. I felt scared. I felt like triggered all the time. And I know a lot of that was with my parents passing too. I know a lot of that needed to be cleared. And a lot of that got cleared in July. So when I came here, that was a beautiful thing. I ended up getting a lot of clearing in. And then,
how did you find out about this place in ayahuasca? How did that come into your world?
My teacher Shiva Ray was part of the whole thing in here too. My teacher Shiva was here, and I watched Reality of Truth. She shared that, and I was like, dang. And I saw some of my friends that had come here, and they'd received all kinds of healing, and they'd actually done beautiful things. And I watched them grow, and I'm like, I need that kind of growth in my life. Even at almost 60, I need that kind of growth in my life.
And nothing else would work, like all the counseling and everything that you were doing for years.
It was like baby steps. It was all these baby steps, and it was like shipping off. And I said, that's it. I need a quantum leap. And when Ron came back, and I said, look, I want to go.
Yeah.
And that's when he said, let's send you anything. Like, send you, get you out of here. Stop projecting onto me all your shit, and all your parent shit.
Yeah.
I'm not going to carry your parent shit for you. I'm out of here. And then he's just doing the same thing, and I'm still feeling triggered.
Oh, bless. And so you weren't feeling like it was that you needed it or anything like that. You were just like, okay, go and get your help, and then come back and we'll.
Well, no, I'm half of the equation.
Yeah.
Mm.
And frankly, it scared the shit out of me because. What am I doing to mess this up?
Oh, okay.
Okay, I'm hearing this, but it doesn't seem to make sense because of a lot of things. Okay, this is triggering. Well, how can it not be? How it's not something you can just turn off.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
but with the whole like coming and drinking ayahuasca, when you knew that she wanted to go, was there anything in you that felt then like I should go, or you were busy doing?
Well, it was something she wanted to do, and she said, I want to go and do this, and I want to do this. Okay, I have to get back to the job.
Yeah.
And all that.
Were you worried for her, like because had you heard about ayahuasca?
Of course, I was worried.
No, but I mean,
thought, she knows what she's doing.
Yeah.
She's a spiritual healer.
Yeah.
She's a spiritual worker.
She
knows what she's doing. But just trust her.
Beautiful.
Let her go.
And then, so for you, how was the experience?
On July
the first one, yeah.
It was so amazing that the medicine and everybody here supporting us so beautifully. I just felt this unlimited support of just allowing me to transform in this nurturing cocoon. It was like this nurturing space that I was held in, and to cut a lot of those ties. And my mother died 2 days after I came back from ayahuasca ceremony. My mother was in hospice while I was here. And I just became a grandmom. Like a week prior to coming here. So there's all this birth and death happening at the same time.
A lot going on.
Wow.
And I left my mom and I came down here and I said, okay, because this part of it was like, well, I'm not going to get my money back. I better just go, right?
I remember talking to her. She's like, well, I said, now look, we missed a trip to India. We were going to do that, and these things. Your mom was dying then. She has been for some time, but well, this time she's in hospice. I get that. I understand that. If you're conflicted in this, make a decision, and I suggest you go.
Oh,
if you can, because if something, I told her, if something happens to your mom, while you're down there, you're going to have a real hard time with that.
Yeah.
But she was transitioning,
Yeah.
almost
So-
in that transitional phase, and I could feel her during the medicine.
Oh,
She
of
was
course,
there.
you could definitely
Yeah,
connect
it's
with loved
amazing.
ones. Yeah. Oh,
I
how
told her there's nothing you're going to
beautiful.
be able to do about it one way or the other.
Yeah.
Go ahead and go.
Yeah. Oh, how
You're
beautiful.
passionate about this.
And then how did you feel upon receiving your wife back home? Like, what did you notice immediately? There was shifts? Or how was it? How did
I knew the minute I saw her that something had changed.
that was really
I met her in
chills.
Portland. I'd been there for a few days. I stopped in, hanging out with the kids, my son and his little boy, and his partner, who's a wonderful young lady. But then I went to the airport and I picked Donna up. And the minute I seen her, I was like, that right there is the lady I married. I see her.
Oh,
again.
like years of heaviness like lifted.
Yeah.
It does make people better looking because like it physically changes like your face because it's like this heavy energy for years and years and years drags your skin down, and then all of a sudden you purge, shit and puked out and like release so much energy, and it just is this lighter face. It's like Jerry when he met his kids at the airport. They have said that they were so far away from him they could just see his physical energy and being had lifted. There was just something so light. So it's so beautiful to see that you noticed that like straight away.
Oh yeah, and she started telling me all about it, and it's like, oh God, not traveling again. She says, oh, we got to go back. And I'm like, I'm supposed to be leaving again in 6 weeks, but there was a
What do you do for
contractual
work?
change.
So you're like a 6 week on, 6 week off kind of
I
thing.
travel around the planet really, and I do aircraft maintenance.
Oh wow!
He's a
I
skilled.
was
That's
coming home.
He's a wizard.
I was coming home.
He's a wizard.
And we were doing the contractual change, so the getting out to it in 6 weeks again didn't happen. So I was home for 3 months, and I thought, what an opportunity! I can just hang out with Donna and we can do all this. And she's been going on about this, and as well, we don't have time to go. And she goes, well, what about in February? And I'm like, God, I have to be traveling the minute I get home. I was, yeah, let's do it.
Oh,
It's like,
and is it
oh,
because you saw the shift in her that you're like, okay?
well, yeah, and hearing it and seeing it, just,
Yeah.
I saw the reflection of it, and I'm like, I have to go and see this.
Oh,
This is something I got to do.
And for you personally, like, where were you in a spot in your life, like before coming here? Was there anything that you came in with an intention to work on for you specifically?
Well, I wanted to come here to reconnect with Donna. That was the reason for getting here. And by the time I got here, there a few other things had crept into my head. What's causing this? Well, I'm bringing something to the table,
Oh, I love that.
and obviously
You
it's
see
not
that.
working.
Yeah.
I want to find out what that is.
So just before coming this time, you were both again at the brink of.
Well, yeah, for once I got back in July and we kept on going, some of the same patterns started coming up, and I realized that some of the things were not my parents' stuff. Some of the things were actually just him and me.
Yeah.
There was a negative looping.
Yeah.
It was, and Paula talks a lot about the negative looping things, like, okay, you get the belief system that this is what's going on. This is what he actually believes. Well, then you start to move into they start to become these actions, and they start to become the behaviors, and they start to become so you get into that. And then, so he's really good at believing that thing too. And then, so it was like this negative squirrel cage spiral. And I wasn't ready to quite give up the ghost on the brink of divorce, but I was like, okay, I'm ready to live my life in like complete a shithole.
Yeah.
I'm good though. We're married, right on.
I didn't want
But I didn't.
her
I said
to really have that love that you had. Yeah. Like,
and then also too, I started really honoring Donna. From July, I was like, that's it. I found Donna again, and I'm not going to let anybody do this or say this and act like this. But so Ma said, you become fierce.
Oh.
This time around.
And then you're like, right, well, we both should come back and see what was going on, and here you are. So let's get into this week. Did you choose tights out on purpose? Or? Yeah.
She chose.
Okay.
It was, again, I got to go and see what this is because I got something to learn here. It's hard to describe.
Oh.
I can see that I was not in a space where I'm going to give up. I had thought about that many times over the past few months, and it's like, I am never going to give up. I will not quit.
Oh, I'm getting goosebumps.
I made a commitment to this, and I'm going to stick to it. I don't care what. That doesn't mean you can't change it.
Yeah, and there's an intense love that you've had. You fell in love and you had that, and then it's like that life shit gets on top, and other dramas and other people's dramas, and then it's just like this fade of what is still there, but just like the medicine comes in and just sweeps away all that noise. I just honor you both so much, because my mum and dad were together 18 years and they were so in love, and they literally just gave up and stopped speaking. They haven't spoke for almost 20 years, and it's like they need medicine.
I was like, Don said, well, I've changed a lot. I said, yeah, you have. You're not the woman I married. Now I have the opportunity to fall in love again.
Aww.
And I'm working on it. This is what I want to do.
We were in love. We loved each other very much, but we didn't like each other at times. Like, I didn't like what he was doing, and even though he said that he was in it for the long haul, he didn't appear like he was really all that happy either.
Aww.
And that's where I'd call him on that. I was like, that's enough, man. You're not acting too happy.
Yeah.
Sorry. Why should we be in this miserable thing?
Exactly, especially when you'd done the medicine work and then you'd felt that reconnection with who you truly were. So it becomes life becomes a bit difficult, because then you're like, where am I meant to be now? Because I'm in this newfound energy, and then the other energy needs to match up, or it needs to go. So it's that kind of feeling. I love that you've come here together now, so that you can both feel how joyous that energy can be.
We come from very different backgrounds, and yet there was a lot of turmoil in her family. And not so much in mine, not in the good dramatic sense, I guess. There's always turmoil in families.
Yeah.
But my parents split as when Mom died.
Oh.
And they never gave it up.
See, that's the beautiful thing.
I was lucky to have that.
Yeah, it's like a generation thing. I think my nan and granddad have been together 60 years, so in love, don't like to leave each other's side. And then it just seems like as the years have gone on, with all these online dating and just how easy it is to just go shopping for a next face or whatever, it's kind of lost.
Swipe right or swipe left.
Yeah, but it's you guys are just continuing that beauty in the bond of union with who you give your word to. When you take your vows, it's like, oh, I want to be with you. There's something about you that makes me love you. So let's make this work. And you've gone to the next level and come into this new paradigm of drinking and healing. I couldn't imagine doing another relationship without having the medicine to help guide me, because I've had lots of failed relationships and a failed marriage, and I'm so quick to give up. I'm literally just like, this is not fucking working, I'm out. And being on the medicine and being in the relationship with Christian, it's many times I've wanted to just bail, because I'm just, my conditioned state is fuck this. But then I have to go to work and then drink medicine, and she just spanks my ass and spanks his ass, and she just gets us back to pure love and getting rid of the noise and the ego. And so I really feel counseling for me during my previous marriage made me want to kill my husband even more back then. And so counseling for me didn't do anything, whereas plant medicine can save so many people's relationships and lives in general, and you are the picture of that. And I just think it's so beautiful. So should we get into your week and see how this unfolded? So when did you arrive? Sunday?
Sunday.
Did you do breath work?
We did breath work.
How was that? Was that your first ever?
No. Oh. I learned breath work from Donna in a different context, but it's all the same. Yeah, it was
that's beautiful. I love that.
He's such he's so sweet.
I love that. It's so beautiful. So how was your experience here, both of you, being together, doing the breath work?
It was beautiful. I love Christian's breath work. I mean, it's profound, and I carried that practice with me after I left in July, and was really, really strong with it for a very long time.
Yeah, it's powerful, isn't it?
It's very powerful
I love
work.
That. Do you teach it in your yoga studio?
I don't teach necessarily that, but I did bring some of it back in. I did incorporate some of that into my studio space when I did, and along with the other pranayama practices. But
she's had a pranayama practice for quite some time. But when she brought this home, I was like, oh, this is groovy.
I love that you.
I'm screaming and beating the floor.
She's having a tantrum.
What are you doing?
My dogs are like, what's the matter?
Yeah, even the dogs come and sit in my lap and they're like, hey, what's happening?
It's the toning part. So when you like do the breath work, when you feel like your body's gonna like release or you feel like you're getting tight, you just start like banging and like So I can just only imagine the dogs having fun with that.
Yes, they do.
So Monday, so we switched it around this week. So Monday was Scott, Sarah, and Brad on the Monday night. How was that for you guys then?
Oh, amazing. I went in, we were automatically in our little spat scene before we went in. We were kind of spatting a little bit. And, you know, he was like, why do I have to be on the other side of the Maloka? And it's like, kind of like, it's like, you don't want to be with me. Or so there was like a whole bunch of different little things like, well, and we were kind of spatting a little bit. And it was like, okay, he's over there. I'm over here. I'm going to be in my bubble. This is for healing. And we had our consultation with Taita before. That was on the Sunday or Saturday. Yeah, Monday. Yeah. Monday or Tuesday. We had our Monday. On Monday. And I asked him for, I don't know what's going on. I told him what was going on with our marriage. And I told him that how I was feeling. He's like, well, we're going to work on reconciliation for you too. And so he went to one side, I went to the other, and Brad's work is very deep. Oh, it was amazing. I had immediate surgery. The medicine actually had me, reviewed me and said, this is where you kind of screwed up here. Kind of screwed up some of my work, but we're going to fix you again, and let's see what we can do and help you out. And she immediately consulted me, and I purged a lot that night. Oh. Monday was like really
big purge.
Big purging. Lots of
and surgery.
And surgery.
On the first night.
On the first night, yeah. Yeah, just fixing things. She wanted to tune me up and then make me, start to kind of get reacquainted with me.
Right, yeah.
Just reacquaint by herself, and then saw a lot, and it was beautiful.
So beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
I love Brad's brew, right?
Oh, Brad's brew is deep with a little bit of creepy in there. Kind of zoom. It's just deep.
And so your very first ayahuasca trip,
flight,
and how did that go?
I'd say almost boring. Like, all right, make something happen.
Yeah.
And the stuff tastes like crap.
Yeah.
All right.
Love it or you hate it.
No reaction.
Yep. All night, nothing?
All night.
Beautiful.
Slightly drunk.
Yeah.
But I'm like.
So it's just like she's building a relationship with you.
What have I not brought in? Second night, kind of more of the same, no purging, nothing like that.
So second night was Marilu and Anka, and they are incredible. It's different medicine. They go super, super deep, different soundtrack, different, they do with Keros, lots of silence. They're trained in the Peruvian way. So it's much of the same?
Well, the first night, and then it wasn't until sometime early in the morning, I started getting very drunk, and I spent Tuesday just plastered, like I had 2 bottles of scotch.
During the day?
During the day. I'm like, man, this kind of sucks.
Well, she builds a relationship, because it's your first time, she takes her time, and she goes back to when you were like created as a star, and then so all through your lineage, she would be like healing. It's like Mitra says, the canal of life from when you were first created to every single life you've had, there's cracks in there, things have happened, and so she's just filling in those cracks and then getting to this point. Which is why it would have been a slow progression, because she's building that relationship for you to feel it in this physical.
Well, one of my intentions to begin with was patience. I want to learn more of that.
I love that.
And I'm sitting there making this happen. Be patient.
So Tuesday, while you were in drunk mode, did you get to Paola's class? The answer is you? Or were you just chilling?
Yes.
Oh, you made it.
I made it home. I was...
He's pretty good.
Made it to him.
You did it to me.
All right.
Aww. And how did you find that? How did you find the teachings of Michael Beckley?
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's got a lot of insight.
I know, and Paola comes up with one of the most incredible quotes, and it's like, whoa, that woman's brain, she contains so much knowledge, and the way she explains things. I love the buffalo story, when she says, like the buffalo runs into the storm, and It makes so much sense. So how was the day for you then on the Tuesday? Were you kind of like in and out of, were you seeing visions or just kind
No,
of?
just drunk.
Oh, okay, okay.
And of course, I'm starting to sober up by the time I got in on
Tuesday night, yeah.
And again, no physical reaction, just more. But I started to, I think that was when I started seeing a little bit of color.
Oh, so the pinta started.
It was violet. Violet. Okay, that's a higher chakra.
Yes.
Pretty much more of the same.
Beautiful.
I was better off the next day. I wasn't.
Okay. So the vision, the color started on the Tuesday. That's beautiful. How was it for you on Tuesday?
It was truly psychedelic. It was the most incredible pinta I've ever seen in my life. Where they another surgery.
Oh.
This is where she had told me the night before that there was something that the first night was a snake that came in. The second night was the celestial star healers, and they came in and they hooked me onto a machine, and they were really going to do the operation on my left side. And it was really, it was intense, but while they were doing it, they went right in and said, like the first night there was a lot of consultation with the energy of this snake that she came in, and she was definitely there. She was telling me what to do, but this next night was like, we're not talking. We're just going, we're going in right now. And I was like, and it was rather deep. It was incredibly deep, but the pinta was just astounding. I mean, because I've never seen, it was over the top. I described it as what Dr. Seuss, Alice in Wonderland on mushrooms and just all of it. I mean, because it would go into one little section, and then it would just go into more of the same. And then it would shine in light, and it'd be like, hey! It was kind of like, look at this! Oh my God. Look at what you're doing! Isn't this fun? Isn't this fun? Isn't this cool? Look. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is almost too much. And, it was almost too much. And meanwhile, they had my whole left side hooked up to their machine.
Did you have issues on the left side before?
I think that over the long run of not feeling well, she said, you've lost the sweetness. They said, you've lost the sweetness in your marriage. You've lost the sweetness for your life. We're working on your pancreas. We're working on you.
Oh, how amazing.
And I was concerned about that. I was like, oh my gosh. And so they did more work on my heart. And then I was like, oh boy. Yeah, after all of that, I was like, that's... Then after the second cup, they wanted to work on my arm. So it was basically a big Reiki session on my arm and my chest and everything that they'd worked on. So basically, we're just going to big Reiki bandage on you.
Oh.
And there was no pinta. They were just like totally we're just going to make this all feel really nice now that we've worked on it.
Oh, how amazing.
Yeah.
So how do you feel now?
Amazing. My whole body feels really good. And my whole left shoulder and my arm feel really amazing too. Like I didn't even know that there was a problem with it, but
the medicine goes in and points out things we don't even know it's going on.
Mm-hmm.
Looking back at it, I was like wondering, show me who I've become.
Yes.
I'd like to see that. Maybe I wouldn't like to see it, but let's bring it on. Nothing. But I was awake all night, both those nights, probably because of the medicine. And I watched around 90 people go through a metamorphosis that's pretty much indescribable. I watched what happened to these people. And the end result of it's so similar. Everybody's is different, but so similar. So I'm like, maybe somebody's given me some credibility to this. Maybe I'm not open enough, but to watch all this happen and listen to everybody's experience and go, I kind of saw that because, while you were going through this, I was watching you do some weird trippage, Then Wednesday's ceremony was...
So the first Titan night, which is the bitter night.
that was amazing.
Yeah? Tell us about it.
Yeah, a lot happened. I got the pinta. I got vision of light, most incredible light, and I was just drawn to it. I wanted to see this. I got to go there. And I'd hear something. I'd look around me. I'd wake up and look around. Soon I could close my eyes and go back to it. And I've never seen so much with my eyes closed in my life.
Oh, I know, it's
And
right?
It was one of the most profound experiences in my life.
Oh.
Yeah, I had a conversation with my mother. I did not physically see her, and I didn't hear from her. The presence was there, and I kept seeing a presence, and I was trying to show me this, and all of a sudden it hit me in the face. This presence is Mom.
And your mum passed away?
Well, the last time I saw Mom was in July of 1983, the day she passed. And I was giving her CPR at the time, and off she went. And, of course, I spent a lot of time as an angry young man because of that and stuff, not because I'd lost, but what she got cheated out of.
Oh, yeah.
The rest of her life. But there's so much unresolved because as young people, you don't get a hold of your parents, hold their attention, and tell them exactly what they mean.
Yeah.
So you didn't get to do that. And it's because you didn't do it. So I had the opportunity to just say thank you for my life.
That's beautiful. That is so beautiful.
Yeah, it was amazing.
And it's like the medicine allows you to forgive the unforgivable in yourself. It's like, did you go through life like feeling like I shoulda, coulda, wouldas, or I wish that had happened?
There's a lot of that. And over the years, I've learned. I've been working on it, and you remember a lot of things you should have done. It's time to get to it.
Oh, what a magical night!
Yeah.
So did you feel the release and like a heart healing in that moment? Like
that came a bit later.
On the Wednesday?
Well, yeah. I mean, the ceremony lasted from 6 o'clock in the night until 9 o'clock the next morning.
Yeah, so you had a pretty
had a good
time to do things.
And there's each. I started having a better relationship with. But that was the first night I really purged. I mean, how can I do this to myself?
Yeah.
But if you've ever drank too much and got sick, this is that times 10. But it's a difference.
It's not poison.
This is a healing process.
Yeah, it's healing.
This is not hurting you.
Yeah, unlike tequila, which would poison your system, and then
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what.
In the middle of it, all of a sudden you're totally clear on. And like I said, you see things differently.
Yeah.
How you look at the sky is more, because I think your eyes are obviously more open. You could have a doctor say, well, your eyes are dilated, but it's your heart and your mind are open and you see more.
Totally. I love the realization that the medicine gives and how it changes our perception of everything. It just makes things so simple and lets us see how the truth of it, the reality of truth. It's beautiful. I love that.
And the healing ceremonies and that they're a bit out of the box. We're Westerners. We intellectualize our spirituality in a lot of ways, or our healing. What is the difference? Here, drink this. It's going to heal you. Well, what kind of doctor? All right, take these pills. That's going to heal you. What's the difference? The difference being this actually does something. The pills, the steroids, the this, the that, what have they done for me? A lot of side effects.
And it's not nature. Ayahuasca.
No, this is a natural substance.
Yeah, well, ayahuasca is just like a leaf and vine. So that's the beauty of it, whereas pharmaceuticals are synthesized and chemicals, and the body just doesn't recognize
this is not a recreation. It is not. This is in no way, shape, or form a recretional drug. It's not. It is.
And you wouldn't be addicted to shitting and puking.
No,
I'm on it though.
No, it's a rough ride.
Yeah,
It
but
will,
so worth it, right?
yeah, it'll make you see things.
I
And
love it.
I've seen people puking out stuff that, their disease, their sickness. I can believe that.
I've seen so many people puke out like actual lumps, like lymphoma, like breast lumps, like actual like tumors, and this medicine is so powerful. Like what it heals. And there was a guy here who actually coughed out. He had like a throat cancer, and he coughed out this like tumor that was like stuck in his throat, and it just came out in his hand. So
Wow.
it's just powerful beyond measure. How was your Wednesday?
My Wednesday night was amazing. He ended up coming into the same room as me, which was kind of like, because he couldn't get into the same space. It was the first type of night, and we were kind of in that.
You found the chair.
I found the chair for him.
Yeah,
I
I
did.
was almost outside, and I was a bit disappointed about, because I wanted to be right next to Taita. I wanted to be in where I was at first because it was close to. I wanted to really take a look at this guy.
That's so cool.
I wanted to see what he was all about.
Yeah.
Well, for the most part, I would then have my back to him, but she found me a bed inside, and it was right across the room from hers, and an opportunity. So I got that.
Yeah.
And I didn't get to sit next to it, but the ceremony happens all night, and I wound up in the circle in the middle of
Oh yeah.
it, and it was
Most people end up at the front anyway.
unbelievable. Yeah,
I'm so happy for you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he loved it. Well, it was a good night. It was another amazing night. Yahe is different than ayahuasca.
Yeah, it's
It
different. It's brewed different. It's the same, but it's just brewed with more. It's just a different way of brewing it, basically, than the others.
It was a little bit more subtler with regard to the effects. I mean, the purgative was amazing.
You get more vine, so that it's like not as visual in most part.
Mhm.
It's definitely more purgative, more body cleansing.
More body cleansing,
Yeah.
exactly. Well, that third night was,
it's funny. That's
Very
when I
profound.
saw. It's not as
yeah,
visual, but
Yeah.
that's
It's
when I started
definitely
seeing stuff.
cleansing.
it was cleansing, but I also had a whole left side cleanse of the left side of my body. Like it started to convulse my left leg and all down my
A lot of
body.
left side, like what
Yeah.
feminine
Feminine
energy.
energy.
Yeah, totally.
Left side, yeah.
Yeah.
But
Balancing you out.
balancing me out for sure. Yeah. Because she said right off the first day, she said, I've become fierce. So I dealt with pride. I dealt with, throughout the whole week, I dealt with pride, control, and anger versus rage, and how to balance those things out. You know, how to be, there's something that you need to have, an ego is your amigo, as Michael Beckwith says, ego is your amigo. But to have that whole balance of like, you have that healthy ego, that healthy I am versus the, you know, like trying to be like, I am, you know, and then that rage versus just straight up angry. I'm feeling angry, or, you know, just versus rage, or control, you know, like versus just the kind of, hey, I'm afraid that this is not going to be okay.
Exactly.
So those were the issues that I dealt with on that Wednesday night. And through that night, it was very purgative. And at the end, you know, at the end, this man came up to me and just with tears in his eyes, just told me how much he thanked me with tears in his eyes. Like we were both, you know, like coming around out of the second drink or third drink or second drink, and late early morning. Stars were huge, you know, glimmer of light in the sky, buckets everywhere, you know, wiping off your mouth and checking to make sure you haven't food yourself at the same time. It was awesome.
Never trust a fart on your head.
Never trust a fart on your head. But that was the fourth night. But he came up with tears in his eyes, and he told me how much he loved me and how much, and I saw him for the first time. I saw him again. I saw this beautiful man and he told me,
Thank you for loving me so.
Thank you for loving me so much.
Appreciate it.
And it's been really amazing. We just went outside and laid down and looked at the stars and looked at the morning. And
yeah, checked out the show around.
Your eyes watering now. You're making me cry, fuck's sake. You guys.
Yeah, it was.
God, see how priceless this is. It's like you've
It
gone
is.
through years of therapy
Yeah.
and paid however much and invested
4
a
years
lot
of
of fucking
therapy.
time. And then like a few days here on medicine and like that love is there and all the white noise is just gone.
Yeah.
I can see in both your eyes
Yeah.
right now how much like
Yeah.
you really truly are in awe of each other and you really have like I'm getting like goosebumps and like belly flutters and everything. This
I would
is
like
so
to,
beautiful.
I'd like to see my brothers do this.
Yeah.
Oh,
And we were, definitely our family. Because we,
They-
as
they
wounded
got you.
people, have been wounded parents. And, we've tried to be so strong, so strong with each other to try to raise our 5 kids that we blended together. And how it was so important that, that it would be really wonderful to share that with our.
Oh, totally.
We did great. I
But
mean,
look, when you both go back now, it's like
Oh,
it's just
yeah.
the energy of you both is just gonna exactly what you witnessed with Donna. It's just that it's just
Yeah.
gonna happen. They're just gonna see and want that and see how it's changed your world so much. People want that. They're like, okay, I want that feeling. I want to be that happy again.
Mhm.
And if they know that all they have to do is just get on a plane and go to a 5-star retreat and
Oh,
like,
eat
that's
great
fine.
food
yeah,
and
yeah,
class like
yeah,
you.
and hang out with us, it's fine, you win it.
Yeah.
I mean, I was reminded of so many things. It just so many little snippets of things that pop in your head over your life. And I remember one thing is a dear friend of mine I met working in Afghanistan. I heard him come out of his booch in the morning and go, embrace the suck. It was like, hello, Matt.
Yeah, like what? No, come and drink.
Yeah, it's like,
Exactly.
Right.
Aww.
No, it's a really good thing though. It's just that, some of the things you look back on and go, gosh, when I was more in that wounded state, when medicine hadn't had that opportunity to work and resolve these things in me, if I'd known that more as a parent, if I'd known that more as
oh, man.
if I'd known that more as when 10 years ago, but you know what? It'll
But
work
now,
out. It'll
like,
be fine.
I'm always like that. I'm like, I wish I'd have started earlier, then I
Yeah.
might not have got cancer and all this kind of stuff. But it's like, no, everything is perfect. Like you know now, and it's just moving forward. It's like we plant seeds and we
So-
water them and then see what happens.
You were diagnosed with cancer,
I was.
and after plant medicine, it's gone.
Yeah, well, I healed
Imagine
myself through exactly. So it's through plants and plant wisdom and food and nutrition and detoxifying my whole life. And then through drinking ayahuasca, I got to the root cause of why I had it. And then all the fear of because I had radiation and 70% of leukemia looming over my head. I know that's never going to happen now. And it's because this incredible medicine has woke me up to what was causing it. And it
Well,
was,
this gets to the cause.
yeah,
Usually our Western stuff just,
suppresses.
suppresses the cause.
Just
All
treats
it
the
does
symptoms.
Yeah.
is manage the symptoms.
Yeah,
It's what I call symptomatic prodding. It doesn't get to
Exactly. So that's why people just need to come and drink.
Oh,
And
man,
listen to
it's
an ad.
the best.
Listen to an ad for whatever pill they're pushing on
Yeah.
TV.
And causes
Blah, 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 and even death. Blah blah blah.
that only happens in America. Like I see the ads and come on, and I'm like, oh my god, who actually buys this shit with all the small print at the end? I'm like, really? Causes death, causes blah blah blah. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
We don't have that. We're in Australia or England, we don't have medical.
You hear the list of what this might cause, and it's like, now what's worse, the what I'm dealing with, or all the shit that's going to come up?
Exactly.
You know.
So how was Thursday then? The finale tighter.
Mm.
For me, I worked
Yeah.
fucking incredible.
Right.
I was just, I don't know what I was expecting, but what I got was me on the toilet, shitting, and then puking into the bin at the same time. And I was so ill. I was just but felt so ill, but I was so happy because I was like, okay, I feel really sick, but I know I'm getting better. So I'm just like exploding.
You know you've got in touch with your inner child when you shit yourself.
Yeah. You haven't lived if you haven't shat yourself on your way.
True. I was nice. I did shit, and I did shit myself, and it was like
I think I took about 3 people to go get showered. It was a big purgative
it was
night.
a big purgative night. Yeah, I was. Oh, good. You were taking. I know.
Oh.
I thought, man, I raised my hand, and one of the shamans came over. I said, I've shit myself. It was one of those, after I puked so hard, I just laid back and I was like, oh, and I went, oh no, I just did it. Oh. And he's like, good job. You shit yourself. That's really good. And I'm like, okay.
That's the goal here.
So that was
we even
serious.
sell diapers, like ayahuasca pads in the shop now because it's a thing. But it's what I say in my Thursday talk. It's like we all shit, we all puke, we all fart. Like,
you're all humans.
Yeah, it's like just to get rid of that taboo and that stigma around it. It's like, if you're going to release, fucking release. You don't want to hold this shit literally for another 20, 30 years. So rather out than in. If you've got to throw away a pair of pants, then so be it.
Right.
Well, the healing ceremonies were pretty profound.
Yeah.
I didn't see it or feel it, any surgical experience.
Yeah.
That a lot, I mean, granted, 60 people out of this did.
Yeah.
Maybe I missed it, I don't know, but the ceremonies, you know, you've got 7 or 9 real shaman. These are not your dime store shaman.
Yeah.
You know, these people know what they're doing. They are the real thing.
They really are.
And the ceremony they brought was priceless.
I know.
I mean, the energy that those guys would pump out for 14 hours
Yeah.
is just unbelievable.
What I found incredible was on the Thursday was Taita had done, all the crew had done all the healing circles, like finished them by like 3. They're so efficient. And then not only that, Taita done a one-on-one consultation with everyone again, like he sat with again and done that. And I'm just like, fuck, the love and time invested in really like loving and helping every single person. Like,
you can't thank him enough for that. He just, and he was so energetic the whole time.
Yeah.
Each and every one of you got the same thing.
Oh,
Yeah.
He goes, oh, Donna. And I was like, oh, wow, because he knew my name.
See,
it's like,
and there's 80 other people there, you know, like he's incredible. And I felt personally, because I'm working, you know, we don't go into the healing circles and stuff like that, we're like helping. But I was like sitting and observing, and I really got this strong message, like, he is such an orchestrator. Like every single little thing, every person, every thought that I had, every little thing that happened to me that night was totally orchestrated for me to be on that toilet shitting and puking like I was. Because it literally was like a playing, like, you know, symphony. Da, 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 that person there, come to you, say that, do that. Okay, cue shit, cue puke. And it was like, okay.
Yeah, you move. Yeah.
And then I'm reborn. And it was just like, I just saw it in a different light. And it just made me think that he is such an amazing healer, like seriously. And when I heard that he can actually go into every single person's vision, every single person he can go into and help you and see and do, you know, and help you create like clear energy and things like that. It's like profound and scary at the same time, but it really makes you face who you truly are. And that's what I like. Like, I love learning.
Show me who I've become.
Yeah, and really show me, and then not have any hidden corners, because there's someone in the room that can truly see you and help you get that shit out. And I just love it. It's just so beautiful because it gets you, your thoughts, your speech, your actions in true alignment and gets you into the most purest state possible. Yeah, it's uncomfortable. Yeah, you face shit, and yeah, you know, you're facing all your demons at once and everything. But on the other side of all that is not carrying that through your life for years, clearing it out in whatever way it comes, and moving forward, a better version and a better human, just a better like soul moving on this mission. And I was just blown away by that whole experience. Yeah, it was beautiful.
Yeah, that was.
It's a life changer.
Yeah, totally. And so I highly recommend, if you haven't come and drunk with Taita Juanito, then definitely come. But not only that, we have thought leaders here every week and lots of beautiful people that come through and share their message. And so Taita is just one of the incredible people that comes through. He comes every 3 months. And yeah, just next level. But the shamans that we have here too, and we also every Thursday we have one of the Colombian tribe, Micho or Leo, here. So we always have that Colombian brew every single week with shamans that are trained by Taita, and work with Taita close. So it doesn't matter what week you come, you're still gonna get that whole energy, and it is life-changing. Seriously, the whole week here is life-changing.
We'll be back.
Yes, you
are.
will. With all the family.
Yeah.
Did you do breathwork last night?
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
course.
And how was that after the medicine? Nice sweep
Good.
through?
It
Yeah.
kind of brings it back, because there is the chemical that is in the medicine
Yeah.
can be brought into your system through hyperventilation.
Totally. DMT. Yeah.
DMT
Yeah.
will show up.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
some people had some breakdown right there. It was like, whoa.
I've had so many amazing visions just in breathwork. So I can definitely verify DMT is definitely flowing through when you are literally breathing like at full capacity into your lungs like that. It's amazing, isn't it? Who knew?
I learned that in martial arts years ago, and it just gets more and more intense. The
How
more it's better.
beautiful. So you're going to go breathwork tonight?
Oh, yes.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Love you guys. What have you thought about the food here? Is it different from what you would usually eat? But you.
I love
I'm
it.
not
Yeah.
a vegetarian vegan type. It's
You're gonna take me down.
the food was awesome. All of it. I mean, what do you mean? This is gluten free? Give me more. I mean,
No, I love that, and I
Yeah,
love
yeah.
like when a manly meat eater comes and is like, you know what, this is actually
No.
He
our
told,
match.
he told me
Everything
he was
is
in this thing like, you're not gonna take me down there and make me eat grass, are you?
go down there and eat grass
You're
for
gonna
a
make me
week.
eat grass, and I'm like,
And then
and that's where I was like, my patience level was getting like right up to there right before we got down. I'm like, that's enough. I don't care what you eat, you're gonna love the food.
Yeah.
So shut
You'll
up.
hardly be eating anyway because you'll be drinking
Well,
more medicine.
there was one out there eating grass. We're all dinosaurs. We're actually grazing.
I think I saw a few of them.
Yeah, there's some.
So I want to honor you actually for showing up to yoga as well. Like you both, I remember like the first session I done, you were like, right, got him here, and it was
Great drunken yoga. It was
yeah,
awesome.
it was beautiful. And then today as well, like
We love your yoga.
oh, I love you guys.
Yeah, you did it good.
Yoga.
And I love that
And
you're a
you're
yoga
on
teacher.
And then you're on the YouTube too, and Spotify. I've used your stuff in my studio.
It's such an honor when like an incredible yoga teacher loves my class because I'm like fucking score, I'm doing something right.
Well,
Thank you guys so much.
I missed one yoga class, and it's because I was still tripping.
That's okay. You trip away.
Oh,
So
not again.
imagine flying through the cosmos in yoga. So one more thing. What would you say to somebody that was sitting on the fence about coming, or even couples, or like, what would you say to anybody that just was like, not sure?
What are you scared of?
Hmm.
Whatever it is, embrace it.
Yeah.
It will
Feel the fear
change.
and do it
Yeah, it
anyway.
will change.
Yeah. I love that. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's just like you've got like the buffalo, you got to run into the storm.
yeah. Let it go.
Yeah.
I would definitely say that this is a unique opportunity, a really unique opportunity to heal yourself. And if you're sitting on the fence, or if you're having difficulties in your marriage, if you're having those kind of problems, having to come and work on you
Yeah.
first, just know that that's what you're going to be doing, is working on you.
That's why we like to separate couples,
Yes.
because then you're not like, worried about, I can hear him crying, I can hear him puking.
And last night we were right next to each other. So we actually went from far, far apart to right next to each other.
It was kind of symbolic. The
Yeah.
last night, the last big ceremony, our little spaces were right together, and we were
maintained our
very
own
respectful
bubbles.
of the maintain
And
your own space rule.
Mhm.
A couple times we got a
we were like,
but-
I'm here, sweetheart.
yeah.
But if it's
It
like
That's beautiful.
It was at the
definitely
proper time.
not.
But I love that you've done that you did like honor that like separation
Oh,
first.
yes.
And then it's like, okay, no, we can be next to each other without like it interrupting our
interrupting,
yeah.
yes.
Yes, and that's big for us because we were in that point where we were in each other's business all the time, figuratively and spiritually, outside of this place. And we were in these negative loops that we weren't able to resolve. So then now that we can be right next to each other under this intense experience,
I think
and maintain our own bubbles, it was really important.
I think Titan did that on purpose. And somehow I think there was a plan.
I think he definitely has a plan for everyone.
The way it happened, it was like
he knew how much we loved each other.
Yeah,
he's
definitely doing more than we can even comprehend, because from the outside kind of perspective, you kind of just see him at the front sitting there, and then he's doing a few things here and there. But I just know that the magnitude of what he's actually doing in like different realms, like with us, is far beyond what we can even comprehend.
I was told by my grandmother one time, don't forget where you came from. That's who you are.
Yes.
And there's a lot more to that than I ever realized. Taita is one who knows where he came from.
Totally.
Let's go back thousands of years. He's brought this back.
Yeah, because I remember him saying, he shared last time he was here that, back in the day, we were just pure, we were consciousness, and we had like none of this mind confusion. And so now, like, we've just progressed forward with mind issues. It's just like mind sickness. And so we just need to like clear any like negative loops and thoughts, and more clear the mind to get back to the pure conscious state that we actually are. And that just made so much sense to me, because I was like, yeah, my mind is the thing that gets in my way. It's like I get in my own way, and so I need to just get out of my own way and just be a clear vessel for whatever kind of I need to be doing. Like just be a pure instrument in the hand of the divine, and just trust that everything is happening for me and not to me. And so since then, I've been really working on that, and it's beautiful. I think you both are so amazing.
Well, thank you.
Seriously, the work you've done, and I can really see and feel like the love spark between you.
Thank you.
No.
You brought me to it. You did.
Thank you for coming.
I fucking love you guys so much.
My therapist told me not to come here. One of my therapists in town said, don't come, don't do ayahuasca. Because I had actually, when you were thinking about, one of the things I really needed to put out there to the world is that I did have a therapist that told me not to do this.
Really?
Oh, you're too traumatized. You've had too much stuff. You're going to go, it's too much. We're doing this brain spotting on you. It's too much.
Was she afraid that she'd
It was
lose
a
her
him.
business?
It was a him. And I don't know. Good, well-meaning person, very, very solid person within my community.
Yeah.
And I did it in July, and I never went back.
I have to listen to you. It's
Yeah.
like everybody has their opinion. Everybody has their own opinion, right?
Yeah.
And so it's like you can't live for somebody else's idea of where they think you should be.
My other therapist was like, you do it, man. You go for it. Sarah's like, do it. Go for it.
Yeah, Sarah.
Yeah, Sarah. Yeah, Sarah, I got you, girl. But the other guy was like, but I think it was, I think a lot of people are afraid. We had a therapist here, a psychologist here, a psychiatrist here from, and he was an older man, and he had some of his clients go, and he said, I'm going to come here to see what this is all about.
Oh my God.
So that I can recommend this or not.
Oh my God.
So he is a prominent psychotherapist.
See, I love that.
I do too.
Mix the two worlds.
And then he came and did his own healing here this week.
He dealt with some extreme ancestral trauma.
Wow.
And it's real. It's real. It was there. I saw it.
But it was one of those things, though, where now he can be a better therapist.
Yeah.
So one thing I would say is if your therapist or people around you said, no, don't go, I would say go.
Yeah.
I'd say go.
Just trust your heart. Like if you've
Yeah.
got a calling and you've got a feeling and your gut instinct and your intuition is saying to do it, don't listen to anybody else. It's the same with me, like healing my cancer. My initial reaction was, no, we can heal a broken bone if given the right tools. I can produce a baby in here if given the right tools. So surgery and radiation just were not what I wanted to do. But then fear tactics and everybody else's opinion that, no, you're crazy, these people know what they're doing, you're going to kill yourself, they got to me. And so I ended up going through all the treatments, and they didn't fucking work. Then I'm like, oh, fuck you all, I'm going to do it my own way now. And But if I had initially listened, I'd still have my thyroid. But it's not
Yeah.
like the shoulda, coulda, wouldas, but it's still the point that my gut instinct was telling me you can do this naturally.
Something my father told me years ago. He was teaching me to fly aircraft, and it's applied everywhere in life. Never go against your better judgment.
Yes, I love that.
Mm-hmm.
It's so true. And it's been a big lesson for me now, because when I get that feeling, I just like, no, I've had this feeling before. I don't care what anyone says. So good message to do with medicine is like, if you're feeling the calling and you're feeling it in your heart and your soul, listen to that, because everybody else has their opinion on what they think you should be doing and what they think would be good for you. But you know you, and you know the feeling within you. So trust that and come to Rythmia and drink this beautiful plant medicine. And check out Jerry's book, Shit the Moon Said. And it's also an audio version. It's on Amazon. And get on YouTube. There's so many documentaries out there, but specifically The Reality of Truth and Mrs. Moon's Medicine. You've also got Thrive 2 coming out, which is Foster and Kimberly Gamble's love child. And that's coming out soon this year. And then look at these lovebirds. And then I fucking love you. And I'm like love drunk just being near them. Seriously, it's infectious. Like, it really is infectious. Like how you're feeling.
I've discovered that in life. There's something else at work that's very infectious. It's bitchy.
Yes, it's true.
Oh my God.
It's like one side or the other. So it's like, it's so true. You can either be at one side or love. Just love. All you need is love. John Lennon said it, and it's so true. It's like love heals all. I'm learning this now too. It's like, it's so easy to like hold grudges and be aggressive and like stay in this anger mode, but you're only hurting yourself. So you're drinking poison, expecting somebody else to be hurt from it when it's like hurting you. And so like, this is what this medicine teaches. And you are like a picture of this love. It's so beautiful to observe.
Awesome.
Love you. All right,
you.
let's check out. I was going to say, check out The Medicine as well on Netflix and Go. I think it's coming out soon. Yeah, I just saw Carlos posted that it's coming out soon. I'm not quite sure exactly when, but not too far away. So hi everybody, I'm just going to read some comments. Hi Johnny, we miss you here. So we've got Christine online, Valeria and Tammy, Rita, Melissa, see you soon. Brody, Christine, hi darling. Rita, I love the little emojis. Andrea, you goddess. Jackie, Jackie, love you, see you soon. Suzanne, hi from California, see you all in 10 days, see you here. Hey Steph, watching from Ethiopia. Oh, nice, Brody.
Awesome.
Epic, I've never been there.
I've been there.
Apparently Candice
I
is an
liked it.
Ethiopian queen's name. Apparently. Did you like it? Yeah. So David from Seattle, hi. George, you legend from Ontario, we love you. Meg, we love Meg. So Meg's all good with the baby and the accident and everything that she had that happened. She's gonna get a new car, everything's happening, and her and baby are safe and sound. And thanks for all the love that you sent before. So appreciated. I gave her a hug from you all. Maureen, we love you. Kerry, Jean, Joelle, love you. Fiona, love you. Regan, Regina, Candice, see you on April 28th. Yeah, I can't wait. They're having a little talk between themselves. Bruce, Kevin, Susie, Kim, so many people online. Thanks for coming on, guys. Kevin, hi Donna, sorry I'm late. So I think it's a message from you. Zinlin, we love you. And Regan's like, hi Zinlin. Everyone's having a little chat. Love it. Do you just make like the most amount of like lifelong friends here? I love like the family that we all become. And when people when you come back, it's like straight away I'm like, oh my God, it's so beautiful. Let's have a look. Edgar, I love you so much and miss you. I haven't ignored your email. I am getting to it. I've just been a little tad busy. But I will reply, I promise. Love you and miss you. Ishan, your therapist only told you not to go there because he wanted to make more money out of you. Potentially, that could be the case. Or a lot of people are just closed and scared for other people. A lot of people work from fear because they love you and don't want you to be hurt. But just trust you. Isan says 20 years of therapy equals 1 Rythmia session. No
True.
shit. Well, lots of shit, but you know what I mean. Melissa. Hi, Candice from Melissa, and hi from Joelle. We love you all so much. Next week is Majesty. It's females only. And my little sister's coming tonight, so I'm super happy. It's going to be her first time here. And then I'm hoping that her change, the shift, will go back into my little world back home and send the rest of my family. And we can all be on the same level of love which this medicine provides. It's incredible and beautiful. And I'm so honored to share these interviews with you. Thank you so much for bringing this infectious love. Rub this love on me. Okay, I love you and leave you all. And I'll see you next week.